The Turning is a psychological horror film that's told in the shadows.
The children are very special, Kate. They're thoroughbreds.
Psychological thrillers are so interesting. You get a look into someone's mind. So you don't really know what's real, what's fake.
She does this, right? She comes low, goes like this. It's about creating a tone and a mood that sets you off the edge of your seat.
You shouldn't be in here.
I know, I thought I heard something. You never really know what exactly is going on, which I find much scarier. I thought I was going crazy, but I'm not. He's here.
This is the modern day version of the Henry James novella, Turning the Screw.
Up there, thanks very much, guys. Keep the floor safe.
I think what makes the classic story so intriguing is that there's a very beautiful ambiguity at the end where you don't necessarily trust the narrator. You question everything.
Did you see Quint in the mirror? I know that you saw him. Flora, just tell me you saw him.
We didn't see him.
I think that that's why it's survived over 100 years. For me, it's kind of important to inject that into the film.
Good job, everyone.
Floria's ideas for how to take some of the Victorian themes from the novella were really interesting, especially along the lines of toxic male masculinity.
Ready and action.
Miles, you didn't have to keep whipping him.
It's a strong animal. If you don't exert power over it, then you'll never gain control.
My take on the book is a very female one, and I wanted to explore the ideas of the Me Too generation.
Especially in the world of female empowerment and women standing up for themselves, a really powerful female character at the center of this is really timely.
I know what you're afraid of. Keeping the lights on won't keep you safe. This is definitely the most different role that I've ever done.
When I was thinking about actors who could play this part, I was, flipping through images, and I just saw an image of him.
Should I look into the camera?
And it wasn't attached to any film, it wasn't attached to anything he had done, it was just a photo shoot. He had this look in his eyes that could be naughty and still innocent. He really, truly is at that stage of being a man boy, which was so perfect for this character.
And action.
There's no one in here. It's just you and me.
One day we get the call, he wants to sit with Floria, and he's like, I'm in.
Miles?
Nothing should have to suffer.
He was such a fan of Floria's, such a fan of this, and he said to us, he wanted to step out from his peer group.
Even in the script, what really inspired me was there's a line where it says Miles is like an exposed wire, and I thought that really, really described the character perfectly.
What are you doing? He's not being particularly nasty or bold or savage with anything that Miles is doing, but there's a thoughtfulness underneath all of it that makes it feel quite sinister. Explain yourself! Why are you doing this to me?
Mackenzie as an actor is fearless.
The idea of just being in this one woman's mind and piecing together a very unstable world around her felt very challenging. Do you have any idea how dangerous that was? Both of you in the house now.
Because we have her as our in and she's our narrator, she can tell us where we are. Do we believe in these things right now? Do we not?
Jessel, I saw her body in the bottom of the lake.
Stop now.
And there's some great things that happen in her face. She has a great ability with her eyes to give us those subtle moments. She's been fantastic to watch.
You could really see her mind moving all the time, and so it's really fun to work with her because you're always bouncing ideas off of each other, and it's like a little writer's room.
Thank you for a great day, guys. Thank you for a good hustle. That's a wrap.
You're beautiful, Felicity. Did you know that?
Are you okay? Brooklyn's amazing. She's such a smart little girl.
I'm scared.
Okay, I know, baby.
She's got this ability to switch tone at the drop of a hat.
Just wanted to check if you were still here.
When I tell her to go darker, to go more serious, she can deliver these same lines and then just give you a completely different take on it.
Just checking you were still here.
Which she can turn into the creepy, spooky kid really fast.
Bad dreams?
She thinks on a completely different wavelength.
Okay, that is perfect.
And can really get inside the mind of her character.
Hey, cut.
Brooklyn is wrapped for the day.
I'll be back.
Once we had the perfect cast, the house was the last character missing.
There is a sense of awe when you pull up into that driveway coming up to the house. And every kind of angle that you hit this house with is quite spectacular.
Are you Mrs. Gross? I am. Oh, it's so nice to meet you.
And cut.
This house really helped everyone get into character because it really is the soul of the movie.
Wait, what's down there?
That's the East Wing. I don't go in that part of the house.
There's this whole sense of what is behind the open door. And it is a complete representation of her sort of mental state.
We've shot in this house for a month and a half, and I still don't understand that. You keep getting disoriented because everything just sort of twists and turns.
It took me weeks to know where I was.
Do you want to see something else?
Yeah. So all the rooms in the estate are characters in their own right.
Jessel's room feels like the disease in the house. The basement and flashlight tag is the subconscious of the house. Kate's fears live there.
You keep discovering more and it keeps unraveling. Felt that way on the first day and it still feels that way to shoot here now.
Here we go. Let's come to us. Come to us. Stand by. Ready and action.
The maze to me represents Kate's frame of mind.
Miles!
Getting lost. And she is getting lost.
And just like this estate, it's kind of a metaphor for the entire plot.
Wait!
Kate doesn't really know where she's going. She doesn't know where to turn.
1, 2, 3, turn.
You can see through everything and you can see like shadows going past you. You can't see clearly, so it's the same thing in the house where you'll hear noises, you'll get a whisper of what's going on, but you can't quite piece it together.
Seven. Oh, right on the money.
Flora Sigismondi brought her personal vision to the film from the first time we met.
Beautiful. Really good. Every part of the visual aspect was very important to me. So from the wardrobe, the styling of the hair, the makeup. Oh, that's amazing. The sets and the frame, the cinematography.
It's when I stop, she turns. You know what I mean?
She brought a lookbook which referenced images of artists and photos and paintings.
I like to begin sketching my ideas. I do watercolor paintings and then I do line drawings. And for me, it's about having that image come to life on the page in order for me to go and then, you know, begin to start filming. Thank you.
Every frame and every color is designed to tell part of a story.
3, 2, 1, action.
The look of the first act is very composed.
You need to know your way around.
More static frames. The camera doesn't move very much. It's very smooth.
You scared of the dark?
In the second act, in the cinematography, I wanted it to get looser.
Oh my God.
More dirty framing, more handheld.
We just need to get to the car.
Colors start to get muted.
Mom?
A bit more emotional.
Stop the car or I'll fucking kill you!
The third act, we're racing.
Come on, come on, come on.
We get into wide-angle lenses that are coming up too close. It's getting really quite broken apart. Much more chaotic.
Cut it. Well
Cut!
done, McKin.
Fantastic!
Still rolling. Ready and action.
I think what makes this movie an important movie for our time is having these interesting characters.
I think there is a lot that we don't know about ourselves, and to navigate through a story in the mind of a character and what is, you know, the deep wounds of the character. And I think people can relate to that.
It's hard to bring people inside a mind, and inside a mind that's really uncertain of the world around her. And I think that's what's special about our movie.
That's a wrap.